This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. It's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the social media in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it's, well, I was going to say it was daylight out, but it all went away. It's Monday. Happy President's Day. No, that's not the reason we're doing it. No, we actually had I had a little bit of travel come up this week at the last minute. So everybody was great enough to hop in here so we could do a show on Monday so we could get it in for this week. Because there's plenty to talk about. And we're a little early because we already had a podcast scheduled for 7:30 with our friends at Fish Without Bait doing a pre-record. So we do have with us, first of all, in the box is Dave Podnar of the iPhoneography podcast.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
AwesomeCast making Mondays better.
You usually record the iPhoneography podcast on Monday. Is this? You're not. It's not every Monday though, right? You're kind of periodic.
No, we do it every other week.
Okay. I caught you on an off week at least. Oh, it made you disappear.
That
There we go.
That was creepy.
That was creepy. Also, here is the Katie Dudders.
I'm here. Don't make me disappear.
Dudders. Hold on. We just make you.
That is
There
so
you go, ghost mode. We have a little bit different setup here. We have the chairs up because we do have a Jim and guest coming in here after this. We don't have enough time to move the couch in and out, between the podcasts because we're all also doing Wrestling Mayhem show this evening as well. So we're just Katie just has the fancy different seat tonight.
Ooh.
So no couch.
Ooh.
How are you doing? You feeling comfy? We'll see how you are at the end of this hour,
I know.
right?
Like,
So anyways, we didn't go anywhere this week. That was kind of nice. So Valentine's off and everything like that. I did not hook up the sound machine, but it is time for our awesome thing of the week. Who would like to go first? Because I didn't bring the sheet up yet.
Woo.
Katie, how about you go first? I know
I'll
you
go
have a
first.
show and tell.
I have a show and tell.
Yes.
I'm just going to keep repeating what you say. For me, okay. So you have to understand at my house, I smell mystery smells because perimenopause, menopause.
Okay.
Things. And then my roommate has no sense of smell, probably from years of abusing his nose, not like in a bad way.
Okay, let's slow that down. He does set work and construction and things like
Yes,
that. Yes.
yes,
And like
yes.
paints and things like
I liked
yes.
it better the other way.
Just like you did. It's
Surprise!
very suggestive the other way you said that.
Exactly. So his sense of smell has kind of been dulled over the years. And so it kind of we run into this situation. We have a gas stove and we have a gas dryer. And occasionally I'm not sure if I'm smelling gas or
Right.
it's
Right.
just, a something I'm just randomly smelling. And he is zero help with his nose, obviously. And I'm like, do you smell something? He's like, no. I'm like, is it something? So I not constantly, but I find myself.
You're second guessing it.
Yes. And it's not something you want to second guess.
No. Not the explodey part. No.
No. So I bought this little device and I will, let's see how it's a little guy. He's just a little guy and it plugs in, but it doesn't, it charges while it's plugged in. So obviously, because I can have it just floating along here.
So this is a carbon monoxide detector amongst other things, apparently, right?
Yes. CO2, natural gas, smoke, temperature, humidity. How many particles are in the air? So it's very, and it should alarm if something would happen, if I would get a lot, the gas smell, there's smoke, or if there's a lot of particles in the air, it will alert me to that. And we do have one in the kitchen, and then we also have one in the basement where our dryer is nearish our dryer. And it's a nice peace of mind thing because then it's like one less thing to worry about and double questioning myself.
So and also you said it's battery powered. It's on right now. You're not plugged in. It's got a little plug on the back of it, so it just kind of like mounts on the wall.
Yep.
Which I feel like you would put that like I don't know like. Yeah, was that a universal adapter? That looks like the ones on my Black Magics.
Ooh, maybe it is.
Yeah, so if you go to Europe, you can do the same thing.
I'm gonna take
apparently.
Yeah, because one of the things they say to use it for is for hotels, so you can tell if the air in your hotel is hot garbage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I love this thing. It charges. It can stay. I constantly have a part plugged in, so it doesn't really matter to me. But you can definitely go without it plugged in.
But also that's nice because if the power goes out, you still have it available.
Yes.
So so is it double A's or is it like a built-in battery? Or
it's a built-in battery.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's got a lithium ion kind of thing. We're looking at the pictures here on the video version here, but
look how much the peace of mind you get with having this. The child sleeping. And you could adjust like how loud it is when it goes off. What else was super exciting about it? But yeah, I do like, and I talked about wanting to. We sometimes have terrible air in the city of Pittsburgh. Shocking. So I'm waiting for a bad air day to take it outside, and you suggested we take it
to Baja.
Yes. And why?
Because between like all the dust in the air plus the fumes and the exhaust and all that, like, not that I'm saying like Baja is dangerous or anything, but I'm sure it doesn't have the cleanest of air in that environment when we really get into it. But I'm curious, like, let's see if it does detect all that kind of stuff, see what it does say about that. We do have Aero Design coming up in a couple weeks in Florida. I guess we're going first. I guess we'll be going through Orlando so we can see how it looks there. But so it's like, because it gives like air quality, not just like your like, oh no, CO2 is going to kill you right now, right? Like so when we get those alerts about air quality in Pittsburgh, like that's should be quasi reflected on that if you're not well sealed in the house, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
So it's exciting. And we talked about when we go to Texas, because I know we've run into some really bad air in Texas.
We're in Fort Worth, which is in the Dallas metro area. So that is a pretty significant thing there. So, but yeah.
Yeah. So we will let you know.
So it is, again, it's a 6-in-1. Is there a Buwikoki store? Apparently is that the brand on it?
Sure. That does look like the brand on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a really kind of unbranded generally in the description. If you want to check that out. But if you want to see on the video what it looks like, there is it looks like about $35.99 it's going for now for a blue or a white edition, and you get a 2-pack of the blues over there as well for $69.99. So that's a pretty good deal. It looks like, well, I guess they're generally about $36, but they seem pretty. That seems pretty cool. And nice light up color display on you too. So that should be useful for you. So I just bought a pack of CO2s because I was just telling you about that because I'm just like, man, it's winter, it's cold, the things run chugging all the time. We have a very old heater. Nothing as fancy as yours. I got like again our 2-pack or something, 3-pack, I think it was actually, but kind of like your standard CO2 thing that you plug into the wall. So but it's again kind of that peace of mind. But now I wish I saw your thing before. So since I just bought some, but I don't know, maybe I'll put the fancy one somewhere or something. So awesome. Podnar, let's go with you. What do you got for your awesome thing of the week?
Sure. Before I go on to that, though, I do want to mention it is really important to make sure you do not have carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Is this carbon monoxide or there's CO2 also?
I think there's carbon monoxide for sure.
Okay.
And I think it's CO2.
Yeah. Okay. Because I know someone, if you're familiar with Oh No, Roth and Carey, the podcast that was on at one time, the one host, she had a leaky furnace or, some kind of gas leak that was very low, or, it was to the point where you couldn't smell it, but she was starting to hallucinate. To the point of she thought she had ghosts in her house and had all this paranormal stuff going on.
That'll happen.
Yeah. And then someone came, oh no, you're starting to have carbon monoxide poisoning. They had the thing fixed. She got fresh air, and then the hallucination stopped. But it wasn't like she could smell it or know what's going on. So yeah, it's a kind of important to know.
And that's a scary
when
part
you have
because
things like this one.
if something happened and it fills your house like a little more expediency, like that's the thing that can like they call it the cyan color like overnight, and that's
Yeah.
how like an entire family, you know what I mean? Actually, there's an episode of Penguin about this. So on HBO Max, the Penguin show. But anyway, spoiler alert for that one. You'll know when you get to it. So yeah, no, it's really important. You should have one if you have a kind of furnace, any kind of gas kind of stuff in your house. Like you should probably have one of these too. Or if you are susceptible to things like the air quality, it's good to have these kind of connectors too. So, all right, Dave, what do you got here?
Okay,
I'm afraid to put this footage out here, man, because I don't.
It's safe.
It's
safe.
okay?
I tested it.
All right.
So we were talking before the show got on the air about with the Olympics how at least like on luge you're noticing this like sky cameras that's following it down, and I wasn't sure if it was like a wire cam. Or if it was drone footage. Well, it is drone footage. And they actually have on the official Olympics Instagram, one of the 4 drone operators. So they talk about, he actually is using virtual reality goggles. So he puts the goggles over his face. He has the controller and he's flying right behind the people going. Let's say during, you can see he's holding one of the drones there. And he's following, and the drones are going 70, 80 miles an hour and just trying to keep up and keep out of the way. The thing that at least I saw complaints on the BBC site is that you can hear the buzz of the drone on the coverage.
Yeah.
I can't hear it, but again, I'm watching the NBC coverage. They could be doing things that you can't hear.
I also would be concerned because I've been listening to a lot of the pro wrestling shows with my headphones on at my desk. I hear a lot of things I don't on my TV. I'm hearing people saying things like all over the place and hearing other sounds. I remember Katie, I think I was talking about how like I was watching TNA a few months ago and I could hear something was wrong with the ring every time they took a bump. There was like a squeaking that happened, like that, like the under the ring microphone was way too close to a joint or something like that, and it just bugged me because they do a patch of tapings for like 2 or 3 weeks, so like an entire it was the Pittsburgh shows. That's right, I was watching back to Pittsburgh shows because I wasn't in town for it. They recorded them out in Moon Township. And I was just like, dude, this ring's driving me nuts, man. But I listen to all of them on headphones. So that could be it too. Like if I was listening to the Olympics on headphones, maybe you'll pick it up more than you are seeing on your television.
Right. Or if you have, a higher end audio setup than an average TV.
Absolutely.
So, but they are exceptionally cool, these shots, especially luge, where you're finally getting the perspective of how quick you're going. Even downhill skiing, because you always see them from a distance.
Yeah, here they come.
They don't look like they're moving very fast, but if you're going with them and you're seeing the trees kind of go by you, you get a better feel for how fast they're actually going. No, absolutely.
I think these are really cool. Like I've seen some of the coverage. We were at like a restaurant the other night and it was on, and I was like, oh, look at that. Look like how like they had there's like a pool. I think it was the snowboarding, and they're shredding across this pole that stuck out, and they have a camera underneath the pole. So you saw that like they're doing a kind of a replay of just shot of them like kind of rolling over it. So like I'm loving like all the places they stick the cameras. The cameras are so small here, and of course they got all the budget. Like you're seeing, this guy was putting up antennas in this video. I'm thinking about like the Holy Lands we use, in comparison. That when we were doing the Michigan Speedway streams last year, and everything like that. So this is where I'm in. Like this is my Olympics. This is like the video Olympics. So I love that. So that's Olympics. The Olympics official Instagram's where you saw that video. I'm sure if you went on our YouTube and stuff, there's probably a lot of behind the scenes on there. I would love, if you come across any more, please share it in the group so I can check it out, because I'd love to see some more stuff from it. So my awesome thing is, man, I've been really kind of digging on some fighting games this weekend. I picked up the old Marvel vs. Capcom because I had points. I had a lot of points on Xbox, so I cashed some stuff in. And enjoying that because they put the Marvel vs. Capcoms in a fighting collection. But I finally got a chance to sit down with something I've been excited for a while. Riot Games, they do League of Legends. Maybe you watch the Arcane series on Netflix. Highly, highly, highly recommend that series. It's very, very good. I knew zero about League of Legends Legends, and you really don't need to for this. It's kind of its own standalone thing. But then, League of Legends is a little too much for me. There was another game that they had that I was playing that I can't remember off the top of my head. So a lot of it's freemium games that you can get into, and you can pay money if you want, like, kind of like the Overwatch thing we were talking about, the Sangawa panel, which, by the way, what did I say that was? It was like $60 or $70 for the entire Hello Kitty pack on Overwatch. Yeah. So it was like, that's a bit of a in. So
Yeah.
That's kind of comparable what you see on Fortnite and things like that. That's why I don't pick up a lot of stuff on Fortnite unless it's a crew thing that I'm already paying for with Game Pass. But anyway, so this is the newest game from Riot Games. It is 2XKO. 2XKO. Again, it's a lot of those characters. It's a super awesome cell shaded tag team. So again, coming off of playing some Marvel vs. Capcom, it was kind of like the thing that I wanted to play, because it was a very similar vibe, very new. Love the art style of this. You get probably 5 or 6 fighters right out the bat. I don't know if I could pick one extra because I had some Game Pass situation. Again, if you're familiar with Arcane, there's a few characters from here like Jinx and V, and what's her name? Caitlyn's in here as well. So it's a really again, it's brand new. I think there's probably going to be a lot more of the champions and everything in there. But I really appreciate it. I was hoping I could bring up some video on here. Oh, here's some. There you go. There's the launch trailer for it. So you can check that out. But again, it's got that cell shaded style. You got like a little chibi version of yourself you get to create. Another interesting thing that happens, like Street Fighter did this too. When they're doing like the game match kind of situation, you're in a giant arcade with other people walking around, and then you sit down at a cabinet and have wait for somebody to sit down next to you too, like a real arcade. So it was kind of interesting. Street Fighter 6 did this, but Street Fighter 6 also has, you can go play some classic games in the corner too. So again, just very kinetic. I love the frantic pace and where it's flashy all over the place, giant super moves. That's kind of like the style that I love. Beautiful cell shaded. I was just playing on the Xbox Series S the other night, and I really, really loved it. So just cross my fingers Game Pass picks it up for streaming. They have a lot of the other League of Legends games on the streaming, I think, as well. No, I'm wrong about that. I think they just have you can log into it. But or GeForce Now or something maybe picks it up too. So go check it out. It's free. It's for PlayStation and Xbox and PC right now if you want to go play that for free. So you can go grab that right now off of 2xko.com, I think is the thing, riotgames.com if you want to check that out. So that's my kind of game pick. Again, a freebie, a fun one, and you don't really get in the way of anything. There's a lot of good tutorials going into it, and some hey, go through this offline kind of fighting tier, and you get some new colors and things like that. So they're giving you a lot for the free thing, and there's a battle pass and all those kinds of things too. So if you're really into that kind of thing, you can go have fun with that. But really appreciate it. 2XKO. I'm going to mess up the letters every time I say this, I know. So check that out. So let's stay on the video game line and see what's going on with Chachi in the video game minute.
Hey kids, welcome back to the Chachi Says Video Game Minute. Here's as much video game news as I can cover in under a minute. Instagram user at Lilith Crossing recreated the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show in Animal Crossing, and it is fantastic. However, the grass was played by actual grass though. I really wonder how much Tom charged for the commercials. And lastly, 28 members of the Sandfall Interactive team, the developers behind Claire Obscure Expedition 33, were knighted by the French government. The Order of Arts and Letters is a prestigious French cultural declaration established in the 1950s to recognize significant contribution to the arts. The Minister of Culture stated that the game is a major moment in French gaming history and the team needed to be recognized. The team joins Legend of Zelda producer Eiji Aonuma, Super Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto, and Rayman designer Michel Ancel as recipients of the honor. If you have not played this game, I highly recommend. The art in it alone is fantastic. Thanks for watching this week's Chachi Says Video Game Minute. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Chachi, for that. Animal Crossing Bad Bunny? What? So I had to check this out. So I pulled up the video. Look at it.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my God. It's so great. Look at them go. I can't wait for the commenters that are going to tell me how evil this is, like they did this week.
Yay.
Oh my God. How it's so adorable. And they don't even speak English in this game. It's just I don't know the audio up. I'll probably get screwed up with that in the with the copyrights. But that is so fun. Look at him. I've never seen Teddy so happy. Oh man. I need to get to that point. I finally got to the part where I'm allowed to visit somebody else's island. That joined us that is visiting my island, so I'm excited for that. I'm slow going on Animal Crossing. There was a point where I'm like, wait, this is just like the chores I don't want to do. So but that's awesome, so go check that out. Thank you, Chachi, for those. All right, and thank you to everybody that supports.
And Sorg,
yes,
sorry about that. I just listened to the audio on Instagram. They actually have a Bad Bunny song singing over top.
I have a feeling they probably laid it over top of it too. Yeah. That's great. Thank you to everybody that does support the show too at patreon.com/awesomecast. Our friends Brian Crawford, Cynthia Klosky, John DeGore, and Dave Podnar. Can I update Patreon to say use code Dave28 at gcxc.com/eventspa for a discounted registration to races. There you go. And I've seen some great stuff on your social medias. Thank for that, Dave, as well. So let's see what else we got. Big announcement I saw in my email today from Apple Podcasts. I've been trying not to say iTunes. Video is arriving this spring. Okay, listen, I think you could have already done an RSS feed with video previously, but now we're talking about it. They're integrating it as well. So it's going to be a whole different experience with that. I don't know. I don't know who wants this. Obviously, like I think they're trying to battle YouTube when it comes to this thing, and because YouTube really kind of took over the video podcast space. I feel because you just upload your video and it turns into audio or video podcasts on any YouTube Music, which is, again, hey, Android phones, right? They have subscriptions and all that kind of things. They're really kind of pushing hosting providers like Acast, Simplecast, Art19. By the way, these are ones that like to insert ads dynamically. If you're not familiar with those, you can get into your podcast hosting providers. Like, this is not you put it on YouTube and put it up there. And the other thing you need to consider, depending on how they're doing this, I haven't looked at these for a while. Fireside, which is ours, is not a part of this that I can tell. That I did not see them on the list yet. It's about 3 pages of the list. But also, man, yeah, okay. And here's all the features depending on what you got. Like, you don't even get all of the features. Like, show subscription support, chapters, dynamic ad insertion, transcripts, video. Depending on the list. Oh, Fireside's on here, and you see video is not listed, but transcripts and chapters are a part of that. So they do have a nice breakdown about some of the general, Riverside, Zencast, what's included. So it lets you, not a lot of these are doing video from their recommended things. So I don't know. I feel like this is the kind of thing where if you're a higher end podcast, if you're the Daily Show, their weekly show, the Jon Stewart's, the the Bill Simmons, is he still do a podcast? I don't know. The Joe Rogans, like those high end people, I think are going to be like, oh yeah, of course we're going to do this. They probably already have this and have the budget for this. I don't think this is. I'm curious. Again, looking at these yet, but for video upload, that's a lot of data. And I'm kind of concerned. If you tell me Patreon, who already provides an RSS feed, can integrate in this thing, actually is Patreon on the list? That would be tremendous. Our old friends at Libsyn are a part of this. Not for video.
Not for video.
Are they listed in general here? I don't see it on Patreon. No. If you tell me that there's something like that, I would love if they did bring in the YouTube one and just RSS it out of there. But I don't know if you get a proper RSS out of YouTube even at this point too. So I don't know. I presume you can watch these shows now. This is going to be YouTube is so dominant in this space. And I know Apple needs to make inroads on something like this, but I just can't see I kind of listen to some of these shows and click the button back and forth depending on where I'm at. It's in the car, it's audio. I go sit down on my desktop and listen to the rest of This Week in Tech, and it's the video version sitting in a window from the same app, right? Or web app or whatever you call it. Katie, do you flip over from video to audio versions of podcasts at all here?
Mm-mm.
Like that's no.
Yeah.
But I think that's you're kind of the general user though,
Yeah.
right? When it comes to that.
No. If
So.
I'm going to watch anything with a podcast, it's going to be social.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. What about you, Dave? Are you using it in this kind of way?
Well, I use Overcast
Okay.
for my podcast
Which
player.
is-
They don't support video.
No. So
There is one video podcast I would watch.
mhm.
And that's the Gizwiz because it's so visual.
Mhm.
But I mean, I would love to have the option for like a nice built-in video. I can almost see them thinking Apple TV.
Mhm. I think that's one of the big plays here, honestly.
It's not your iPhone. It may be your iPad, but it's more Apple TV. Oh, you can just watch your video right on here, so you don't have to worry about YouTube. Just
Mhm.
everything is subscribed to, and like you said, you can pick it up here, take it down. It's like, oh, I started to watch it here. Now I want to watch it on the TV.
Mhm.
You could do it easily that way. So I could see that, especially. I don't think it's going to come out, but one of the rumored devices for Apple is this desk or tabletop thing with like a 7-inch screen on it.
Like a Google Home?
Yeah.
Because they just deprecated
Something like
the
that.
original Apple
No.
speaker home. I
Yeah,
think
the
or something,
HomePod.
right?
Yeah, it'll be like
HomePod.
HomePod video. It'll
Yeah.
be like HomePod video is the rumor. So if
I
they
think
come
there's a
out with
space
something
for
like-
it, but like again, if it's locked down to and you have to get to it through this, I don't know, man.
agreed.
Like, it better
Yeah.
have YouTube on it.
I don't, and again, there's just rumors. It was supposed to, the people say, oh, it's going to come out any second. Then the rumors kind of died off. So honestly, I could see them creating something and then having an app store like they do with the iPad. And, you can just get a YouTube app through there
Yeah.
and log
yeah.
in somehow.
That's
or,
that's so
But
strange.
it's getting more complicated.
Yeah. Well, even like you don't really have an app store on Google Home either, I don't think. So it just has kind of the data kind of streams, and that's about it. But I don't know. It's an interesting play. We'll see what that kind of rolls with. All right, you want the most adorable thing on the list from this week?
Of course.
How about a Yoshi that you help hatch?
Aw.
So they showed the thing. You pull the little turn it on tab, pull it out of the bomb. You start tapping on it, and then the Yoshi. It's kind of like a Yoshi Furby, I think, where it's going to like respond to you and things. And this only happens once. This is how like the packaging is in this egg, and you got to help break it out of the egg after it starts. Right. And it's got little light up eyes and it's talking to you and everything like that. And the more you talk to it, it's going to respond to you, which is interesting because they also released, if you're familiar with Mario Wonder, they released the flower that talks to you too is coming. Which again, it's like, that feels like more annoying than anything else. So yeah, you can get your own Yoshi. I haven't seen a price for this just yet. I guess they're in pre-order right now, so you can go check that out. So Hatchin Yoshi, let's check that out because I was too busy watching the videos and I didn't take in any information for obvious reasons, right? So it is going to be. I'm going to try to snag that real quick. Oh, it's only pre-order at Walmart for $49.88. That's actually not bad. I thought it'd be something a little more than that, right?
Mhm.
So, Katie, you want to hatch a Yoshi?
Obviously. Who doesn't?
Dave?
Now, does it say when it's due out?
They're officially releasing on February 20th.
Okay, because the movie's coming out on April 3rd.
Yes, April 1st, actually.
Okay, April 1st. Yeah, and
Happy
Yoshi
April Fools.
is confirmed. It is
Yes.
confirmed.
Yes.
It says so.
According to this
that makes
article on
sense.
MSN.com. I'm getting a lot of MSN lately. Right, because Bing is my default because I'm on Edge. All right, well, that's how I'm getting all my points to buy those games. So yeah, and it is definitely a Mario Galaxy kind of edition kind of thing because everybody's going to have a Yoshi craze after this. Man, you're going to have. So we're talking about April and May. Katie, we're going to have the battle of the adorable green things
Ooh.
between Yoshi and Grogu coming up there.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this situation
Yes,
here in
I want
movies?
Grogu in an egg, you know.
And make them fight.
They
Let's
could be
go.
besties.
Yes, exactly. Man, is there a talking Grogu that's going to come out as well? You know, an AI Grogu, and then we'll just let them put them in a room together and see what happens, right? So,
Best
Now,
friends.
also,
mhm.
I just saw, and I don't know how official this is, but there will be a Yoshi popcorn bucket.
Ooh.
Of course there is.
So, I mean, honestly, it's the way they're getting you into the theaters.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because, you have to come in and get your bucket. It's kind of like the bobbleheads at baseball games.
Yes.
They're open. I mean, listen, I have an entire Optimus Prime truck popcorn bucket in the back here. I have the cube, the Doctor Strange cube from the Spider-Man movie. It's still in the plastic here. So wait, where does the popcorn go? But they're so complicated. And I know at AMC, they just like hand you the thing in the package and a bucket of popcorn. And if you want to, but of course, I think they're trying to say, well, collectors don't want the popcorn in it if they're doing that kind of thing. Man,
Not only that, they don't have to worry about keeping it clean.
There's also that too
for food safety.
Well, it's food safety, because if it's coming straight out of the package, it's not sanitized for you to put popcorn in. Just like when you get the cup. It's kind of not ready to go. I guess they, actually they do have cups and they do immediately give them to you, but I think they're probably packaged differently or something like that. Either way, a lot of Yoshi coming up here. Katie, tell me about what's going on at Five Below.
Yes, you have to look at this.
Okay.
I just happened to see this today. So there is they're not Nintendo. They're not Nintendo. Oh my gosh, Legos. They're the Block Tech line, and Five Below has arcade classics. And if you cycle through them, you'll see the first one's a claw machine.
Okay.
The second one, click on the second one.
Oh,
It's a dance pad. So it's a DDR.
It's a DDR. That's Dance Revolution. Now, are these like tiny functional, or are they just kind of?
They're not functional, but you can look at them.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant to say yes.
Okay,
You can build them. They're real.
There's a
They're
drum.
real.
Yeah. But say if you look at the third pick, it actually shows you what you get, including the stickers. It looks like you made.
Oh, it's a sticker pack kind of thing, but it's a nice little on the shelf thing. Oh, that's nice. That's kind of like the little. There was somebody that was doing the little true to life arcade cabinets, but I think they were functional. At the Fifth Avenue. At the Fifth Avenue store. I love that it's a Five Below downtown, by the way.
Yeah.
Like next to the Target. So
you're like,
it's so wild for a place that used to be Macy's, right? So that's awesome. They're kind of like generic games. It's like what they call this one? Dance Pro, Dance Pad,
claw machine.
Oh my
race
gosh.
car driving and rhythm game.
Oh no,
they're cute.
Might have to collect them all, I suppose. Wait. So are they Lego bricks? Are they like off-brand Lego bricks kind of thing?
Yeah. They're like Legos, but not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're the other brand.
So they're little builds for the most part. Oh yeah, they just come in a bag.
You gotta remember, Lego never was able to not copyright, but
trademark
the shape. Yeah, trademark the actual
trademark.
brick itself.
I think it's patent.
Patent. Yeah, they couldn't actually patent the brick.
So these are
anyone can just create a brick.
Mm-hmm.
But where Lego makes all its money is saying, oh, this is the official Harry Potter, the official Star Wars. Oh, you want a Millennium Falcon? Boom.
Dave, tell me about iPhones and the moon.
Yep. So this is a new thing, and I'm half and half on this.
Okay.
I love the idea. So the idea is we're going to have a around the moon mission. It's looking like in March now.
Okay.
They're having some issues, but again, this is a complicated thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to let the astronauts select either, and I know it says iPhone, but it could be a Samsung, could be an Android phone.
Smartphone.
Right. But you'll be able to take it with you. So you can imagine, of course they have all the high-end cameras, but having you can do pictures there, you can do things, special moments, photos, videos from your cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be able to say, "Oh, I want this one. I want this one. Go ahead, take it up." The issue is this: space stuff, things that go into space, are heavily tested
Mm-hmm.
and extra safe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they said in 2010 they took iPhone 4s up, but they didn't use the internal batteries
Okay.
because batteries can get hot, get cold, explode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on launch, you're getting 7 or 8 Gs. So that's a big pressing down that you're getting on all the equipment. And it's shaking horribly bad. So anything that may come loose will come loose. So you want to make sure that everything is tested and retested. And you got the heat, the cold, you have, literally things floating in the air and bumping into things. Because if anything shatters, it just floats there. It's impossible to clean up. Mm-hmm. And then you get issues with things getting caught things. So they haven't gone into detail on what they're going to do to make them space quality. That's also why when you see things like the Mars Explorer or the rovers we have on Mars, they're like, yeah, they're very old technology, because when they were being designed is when everything was locked down, tested. I would say, okay, this is a processor and this is the packaging which will survive launch, landing, and working in space. And then it takes 10 years to build, launch, and land. Well, in that 10 years, we all know how much technology increases in terms of chips and everything else. So I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do to make sure the extra steps, because they just announced it, but they haven't announced details yet.
When you're doing a mission that is that we haven't done in 30 or 40 years, maybe not do the untested thing, right? So
that's what my thought.
You would think, right? So
I mean, we literally have not sent people around the moon.
Nope.
Since December 1972.
No, yeah. Now that's like in most of our lifetimes here, right? So yeah.
Yeah. No, in all of our lifetimes.
Yes, I didn't want to speak for you. I didn't do the math quick in my head.
No, honestly, just because this is something, just because I was big into space growing up. I went to school for aerospace engineering. The last moon mission splashed down mid-December 1972.
Right.
So a couple weeks before I was born was the last moon mission.
Barely. There you go. Just barely.
Yep.
In the
and I hate to say, if you would ask people at that time, they're like, okay, well, Apollo's done for now.
Yeah.
We're moving on to blah, blah. When are we going back to the moon?
Yeah.
They would have said, oh, we're going to go back in the next 10, 15 years, and then we're going to have a Mars base, and it's all going to be by like in 20, 30 years, we'll be all up in space.
They were expecting the what we see on For All Mankind, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, down here on Earth, maybe you were really interested in the technology and pageantry and general vibe of the halftime show last week with Bad Bunny. And this is not new stuff. This is stuff apparently that's existed, but we are all looking for it because they're like, man, I wish they'd translate the lyrics. Especially like, I think I was telling you, Katie, like I listen to baby metal. I have no idea what's going on. I put screenshots of the lyrics. There's some stuff going on in those songs over on the Facebook group for the AwesomeCast. But in this case, both like the YouTube music article I caught, it looks like it was several months old, but Spotify very specifically said, hey, so you want to know what the hell Bad Bunny's saying after this week? Here's how you do it. And there is a button. If you go into the lyrics preview, you see a little translate button. You go an A in the kanji, it looks like, and it does show the lyrics underneath the lines for that. And once again, if you have YouTube music, they have that as well, so you can get in there and try that too. So like you have some options there. That is going to be very, very helpful. So if you are into some of those, if you do want to know, what the whole Bad Bunny craze is about, so you can kind of get in on that. Also, I think we've been seeing Katie, were you the one telling me that there was some very Bad Bunny specific things on Duolingo? I can't remember if we talked about it on the show or just generally when we were chatting last week as well.
It was generally, yeah.
Yeah. So they're doing like a Bad Bunny specific thing, right?
Duolingo. I know they were like, "Hey, now you want to?"
Yeah, they're all over it, right?
Yeah.
So of course, so there you go. If you're there, the tools are there. You don't have to learn Spanish, although you can learn Spanish. That also would be probably pretty helpful too. Just generally, there's a great video I came across. This one dude. He was like a farmer and kind of rallying against just because I'm a farmer, I don't sit here and don't look at the world. And it was saying, hey, maybe you should learn Spanish because then you could listen, learn how other people live and things like that. So I thought that was good. But again, there's a lot of tools to help you if you don't have the capacity, time, patience, I don't want to say aptitude, but just not in you to learn a new language at your, point in life or age or whatever the case may be. There are a lot of these tools that will help you along with that. I can't believe how many times I do get a lot of foreign responses to our videos, especially on the wrestling side. And I've had conversations with people, be it YouTube or Instagram, in the comments that are definitely I see what they said. I go to Google Translate and say, hey, yada, yada, yada. And honestly, for whatever broken, crappy Spanish that I'm putting in there is probably better than some of the English I read on the comments, honestly. So not you guys that are listening here into the deep part of the show. You're definitely the good ones because you listen to the AwesomeCast. You're our very, very smart audience.
Yeah.
But, you get around a bit with the YouTube shorts and things like that. So.
I found the talking flower.
You found the talking flower?
Yes.
Have you played Mario Wonder?
Yes.
It's so much fun.
Yes.
So did you drop that in here?
Yes, I did. It's at the bottom now. It's the last.
Talking flower.
Talking flower.
Yeah, I saw this. It popped up. I was showing Missy because she got a kick
adorable
because it's always talking to you and making comments as you go by it. So
Aww.
That's it's pretty good. I think it has an alarm setting for
yeah,
it or
you
something
can
like that.
you can set the time.
But it also has a very unreliable timer too. So it'll lie to you about things. So
And then it'll be like, no, I mean this time.
No, it's actually 3. No, it's not 2. It's 3. Yes, that's right. So it just talking flower is what you're looking for from Mario.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's great, and the voice is just very kind of calming when it talks to you a little bit. It's just a pleasant one for you. So that's only $34.99, by the way. It doesn't have an egg to hatch out of.
Yeah,
so.
and it doesn't seem as interactive as Yoshi is, but
Yoshi,
still adorable.
And I didn't even get into what all does that Yoshi do, but it did seem like it was intended to be a Furby kind of thing. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of those too. Wasn't one of the Grogu's kind of responsive like that? I thought there was or maybe I'm thinking the thing from don't they have one at Disney World or something like that?
Oh,
I know they have a lot of responsive things. I was watching the video on the little snowman from Frosty. From Frozen at the Hong Kong Disneyland today. So I thought that was kind of fun. You want to do a tip?
always.
Cover your tracks.eff.org. I think it might be just a .org, but it's an EFF thing. They were talking about this on Twitter this past weekend, and I thought it would be worth sharing here. They were talking if you want a good conversation about privacy these days when it comes to AI and Ring cameras we were talking about before the show. I think it's a really the This Week in Tech episode is really good on that. It has some really good experts about that have been writing about this and everything. Right, a lot of Consumer Reports people, so a lot of kind of trusted voices in this. So this is something about the EFF, that's the Electronic Frontier Foundation, that does a lot of this protection. And I like that. So it's just a quick, easy, one button thing, and it tests with a real tracking company, your browser, and it lets you know what your browser is allowing you to do. There's things like cookies. There's things like, do you have an ad blocker on here? But it also beyond that, there's also the digital fingerprinting. Everything from the specs of your resolution of your screen and things like that. So I'm using an Edge browser on my MacBook Pro. So blocking tracking ads. Oh, I have nothing on here. I am not protected whatsoever on this browser. I think I tried it on my desktop one and I was okay.
Ooh.
So I need to install an ad blocker on here. That makes sense. So it checks if you're blocking tracking ads. Are you blocking invisible trackers? Those are like your pixels. There's an entire thing about TikTok has a pixel and about how much stuff they know about you. Protecting you from fingerprinting. Again, that's can we look at the specs of your computer via the browser and say, oh, this is this person, this is a unique identifier, and then they follow you across the web. So that's where you're at. My browser fingerprint appears to be unique among 308,000 tested in the last 45 days. That means they can follow me. So that explains why I mention something, search for something, and then I see it everywhere across Facebook, TikTok, whatever the case may be. So we're going to go install uBlock Origin in this thing. There's definitely not anything in here. So, and this is like, these kinds of things like uBlock Origin, I think is the one by EFF, I think they were saying. I've been using because it's been a recommended one for a while. So I'm going to, I need to repair it. That's what happens. Okay, my extension needs fixed. That's why I didn't have it on here for that. So we'll see about fixing that so I can get protected because, oh no, we don't want to do this. So there you go.
I'm in Safari and blocking tracking ads, yes. Blocking invisible trackers, yes. Your browser has unique fingerprints. I am, what was it? 308,499. What number were you of the unique ones they've tested in the last 45 days?
Jeez. By the way, I think we were talking about the Yoshi thing before, but Comedic Fries Production over on YouTube is saying that the pre-order is already out of stock.
Dang.
Dude, this happened to me. I had a couple bucks. I was going to get the Virtual Boy for the Switch, like the full one that you put the Switch in, and they sold the cardboard edition last I saw, sold out on the pre-orders. So I'm hoping there'll be more. That's coming out this month. So if you want your red and black 3D Virtual Boy stuff, I'm wondering if the Virtual Boy stuff's going to be playable on the Switch. So anyways, back to it. Coveryourtracks.org if you want to go check out, see how your browser is with that kind of stuff. So, and see what you're leaving out there. So especially today, especially as we're kind of discovering, what a lot of these companies are doing, is kind of getting a little scary out there. So there's that. So what time is it? Where are we at? Oh, we got like a lot of time. We've been blasting through these things. So
you have been floating.
What?
Yeah, I just added a new one.
Oh, okay.
Down there. As continuing on with Black History Month.
Go ahead.
This is for Marion Croak. And she's actually one of the people behind the things that we're actually using right now. Voice over IP. So
that's you, Dave.
That's me. So that's actually, if you think about it, how much that has changed especially in the last 6 years, let's say, since 2020. That she was back in 1982 with Bell Labs. They were designing things about, but they wanted voice, but not over phone lines like it was doing. So the idea was voice over IP. Her and her team actually created a text to donate system. So you can, that basically, you want to donate for this cause, just text blah, 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 blah. And first widespread use was Katrina in 2005 and then 2010 in Haiti. After she left Bell Labs, she's 70 years old, but currently she is the vice president of engineering and leads the research for responsible AI and human-centered technology at Google. And she's been there since 2014. So again, this is someone who is still working. This is someone who created history, who was one of the, who created foundation technology that we're all using, but she's still working. This isn't like, back in the day and the person retired 20 years ago. She's still there. She attended Princeton for her undergrad, USC for her doctorate, focusing on statistical analysis and social psychology. Kind of I understand the combination, but not if you hear you got statistical analysis and social psychology for a high-tech person.
Mm-hmm.
She has more than 200 patents to her name.
Jeez.
So yes, someone who, started and just kept on doing work in there. From, like I said, from early days of the internet, continuing on to now.
Tremendous. One of the reasons we're able to do these days and got through COVID, when we were disconnected and still connecting. So go check out more of that. We're looking at video from invent.org for the I can't get out of here in order to see the rest of it. That's the National Inventors Hall of Fame, which I think we've visited before in one of your entries earlier this month. So thank you for that, Marion Croak. Some news on that. And cool app that I saw this weekend in use. So we were doing Prospect Pro Wrestling, and they have some video screens there at the Elements venue over in Irwin, Pennsylvania. So, they like to do a little bit kind of like the Videotron kind of thing, like you see on WWE when people do entrances. They're playing videos, they're playing commercials during the intermission, things like that. And I knew that my guy had a Marshall Gambino out there. He does a lot of DJing. Sounds Forgotten. He actually works with Kennywood a bit. He's that DJ that's back in the back of Kittyland while you're in line for those couple of haunted houses. If you've gone to Fright Nights, for instance, right? It involves some other stuff out there and does weddings and things like that, right? So he had a pretty complicated setup, like a video screen, all that. And for this, he pulled up on his Mac something that looks like it happens on iPhone and everything else too, called Stage Queue. It was like a $10 app. So basically, if you need to pull up something and send video to a screen and be able to organize that kind of stuff, which is perfect for what you do for wrestling or things like that. Or if you just generally have something like, oh, I want to play videos for like a big screen for, I don't know, for anything, just serve a bunch of them in there. This looked like it was pretty decent. It seemed to work without much issue. They had a little bit of setup figuring it out with the house protectors, but protectors are always finicky with something like this. Obviously, if you pick this up, it is available for the Mac, as well as there's an iPad and iPhone version. I'd love to see how the dual screen works along with an iPhone or something like that too, because again, that's something that I feel like could be quite finicky when it comes to something like this. But also, I guess it's a lot easier these days because you do have some direct USB-C to HDMI things. You don't have those old lightning adapters that always got weird with me back in the day. So it does use AirPlay as well. I do not recommend using AirPlay if you're using this for something professional. I highly do not. Listen, if you're doing something professional, don't use Bluetooth. Don't use this. Again, I go back to the guy that was playing the music at my my nephew's wedding, and kept walking away from the speaker with his phone while we were all waiting for the wedding to start. That was, a little cringe, things like that. So Stage Queue, again, on the App Store. You can go check that out. I think you can download it as an in-app purchase, and I was told it was $10 according to my buddy that was using it over there. So if you want to go check that out, I might have to go grab that to play with it, because I've been looking for a Mac version of a thing called Screen Monkey, which is kind of a free. Oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to put the password on here, which is kind of a free, Windows version of what this does. So I'm glad we have options on both sides, the Mac and PC. So really do appreciate that. So on that note, we should probably wrap up here. Dave Podnar, iPhoneography Podcast, and once again, tell them where they can sign up for those races.
Or it's gcxc.com/eventspa. You can use the code DAVE26 for $5 off a race.
Have you been using via Sora chatting with any other race mascots lately?
I did do. I think the latest one was the polar bear.
The polar bear, yeah. You had a chat with a polar bear.
The latest one I did. Yeah, that was the latest one I did. Actually, no, there was one after that.
Okay.
For a race that just actually happened this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It was for a relay race where I was the first leg and Cupid was the second leg.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. Like, I forgot the order of that.
Yeah, and Cupid was a little enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course he was. Of course he was.
She was, yes.
Yes. So, and also I saw you did this wonderful picture over here as well.
Yes.
You with a donut and a belt and a phone holster and.
Well, I wanted to hit all the podcasts I'm on.
Is this an AI thing?
That is an AI thing.
Of
yes.
course.
So, it was one of those create an AI thing about me, and then I said, okay, here's a picture of Ruth, add her in. And I said, here's a picture of our 3 cats, add them in. And
you look like you belong on the wall of a Permane Brothers.
It does look like those.
Yeah, you really would
and
fit in right next to.
I have the hat with AwesomeCast, the belt with the Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Right between Bruno Sammartino and Myron Cope. There you go.
Gotta get that printed out.
There you go. That's it. Yeah, that's going to be your 8x10s when we do our merch booth for the Mayhem Show. Katie is katiedudas.com.
Yeah. I'm not exciting.
What are you doing?
I don't think I have anything going on, do I? No.
You going to any wrestling shows this weekend?
No.
There's a couple.
Are there wrestling? Is there wrestles?
There's some wrestles, yes.
Is there wrestles?
There's some wrestles. We got a pretty big wrestling weekend, actually. So
is there?
Yes. Go follow Katie for Katie type things and the history of Katie type things and Animal Crossing, I'm sure.
Yes.
There you go. You were letting me know the troubles of don't get in trouble on Animal Crossing islands, for instance. So,
Yes.
Yeah. So
I protect you.
You protect me from myself because I just put my code out there. And they're like, no, people can steal stuff off your island. It's like leaving your door and like, no. So I learned that one. Thankfully, not the hard way. And I am Sorgatron on all the social medias. I am going to Purdue Lafayette this week for a video shoot. So I'm sure I'll have some adventures along the lines there if you want to keep an eye on that. Plus, we have a lot of other things going on. I caught up with some old wrestling friends over the weekend, and also just the vibes from our productions on Thursday nights. We have a lot of stuff going on the wrestling side. Again, please go check that out, all that kind of stuff out if you are so inclined. IndieWrestling.us. There are 3 big shows this week happening on those networks on top of the Wrestling Mayhem Show. And plus our friend, speaking of Black History Month, our friend Ronnie Nicole is doing Sunday sessions interviewing somebody in the wrestling business, as well as Black History in professional wrestling. So that's over on the IndieWrestling.us and WrestlingMayhemShow.com channels. You can find us across those in various formats as well. And they've been really good listens. I've had a blast doing recording the interviews, and those are out there as well for you guys to check out. It's good discussions with some good friends of the network and the show. So, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week at our regular date and time. I think you have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.